6 o'clock, we're going to start the meeting.
Okay,
Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everybody, and good evening.
Bye, Mary Alice.
So we're going to go past the approval of the minutes because we don't have quorum yet. You can leave that open.
Are you gonna with the vacuum, just in case?
So we're just going to wait for one more person, either on Zoom or in person, so we can't vote on anything at the time. I just want to do welcome and introductions because, we have a couple of visitors today. So I'm Charlie McDonald. I'm the chairman of the commission.
And I'm Lou Human, and I'm the secretary of the commission.
No, we're doing everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm Lee Walther. I'm the one who tumbled, somersaulted down the stairs.
Yes, you did at the,
At the
Community theater.
theater.
Yes, and I wasn't even drinking.
Right, well, I'm glad to see you're
I
okay.
lived to tell about it. I got up and I
But there
just.
must be something else you want to tell us about yourself besides that.
Oh, a frame of reference. I'm sorry. I'm an artist, a curator, connector. I love being involved with the arts, bringing people together, and bon vivant, as I said before.
You're a culture vulture.
I think I am.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Lee. It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Joe Garrix. I'm the founder and operator of the Fairfield Comedy Circle, as well as a comedian. I was invited by Sam, and just happy to be here and appreciate
Is it Sam? Because we have two.
well, no, I'm gonna get there.
Sorry.
Let's segue.
and just wanted to say thank you all for the work that you do.
So now I'm gonna jump in. Sam, I invited because.
Sam's to blame.
Yeah,
Okay.
again, that's.
We got it. Connor, you want to introduce yourself? I know Sam's cut into your time.
Connor Dean, Vice Chair of the Commission.
I'm Sam Goldstein.
Connor.
And so I don't know where the comedy circle is. Is it at the?
We operate at the Circle Inn every Saturday night.
In what facility?
What's that?
What facility?
We convert their lobby into a showroom. So we basically clear out all of their lobby furniture. We put in a stage and chairs and a sound system. And we've been doing shows there every Saturday night for the past 8 years.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about that.
Right.
And what's the capacity in this?
We can fit about 120.
Nice.
All right, well, thank you, everybody. We're going to move on with the agenda. Oh, here's Beverly. Hello, Beverly. You want to introduce yourself to everybody since you just walked in?
Oh,
You're just wrapping up your introductions.
I think I know most people. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Hello, hello, and hello, of course.
Everybody?
I do.
All right.
All right, we have a guest presenter. He's not here. He's not on Zoom yet, so we're going to move on to the next item on the agenda, which is
Sure
a
it's not
a
email.
recap of the Artistic Visions Challenge.
It does,
Really, really great event, and Sam, kudos to you and your team. You guys did a phenomenal
It
job.
was great,
well,
yeah.
thank you.
It really
for
was.
being there.
So Sam, if you want to tell us a brief recap on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna recap, but I just wanna let you know that Lori can't, she's gonna try and Zoom. She has a personal matter going on right now, so.
Can you just ask her, is Mark going to attend?
The personal, let me see if I can interrupt her.
Saying we don't see Mark, and he was gonna, I think his name is Mark Conway. Isn't it Mark or Mike?
Matt Conway.
Matt, sorry.
Conway.
Matt,
Okay,
sorry.
no worries.
Is that Lori Bloom that you're
Yes.
talking
Yes,
about?
yes.
I know you know her from this other.
Whatever else, everything.
Is on that.
Lee and Joe, just so you guys know, and Beverly, just so you know, when the meeting's going on, you have to wait for public comment before you can talk. It's not an open forum. It's for the commissioners, and then,
Got
just
it.
so you know.
Okay.
Robert's Rules of Order, right, Beverly?
You are great at that, I'll tell you. I'll never remember everything that you already know.
So raise my hand.
She said Matt's gonna Zoom,
Okay.
so if you have Matt's contact, and you double check his Zoom and
Yeah,
stuff, I don't have that.
I'll work on that one.
Okay, and
Well, you want to recap what?
I'm gonna recap.
Okay.
Okay, so to recap the Artistic Visions Challenge, the Fairfield Arts Commission mission is, the purpose of the Fairfield Arts Commission is to stimulate, foster, facilitate, and encourage the development and appreciation of artistic and cultural activities in the town of Fairfield. The Artistic Visions Challenge results was the facilitation of the Artistic Visions Challenge activity stimulated, fostered, and encouraged the development and appreciation of art and culture in the town of Fairfield. So we checked that off. I think that really worked very well for that part of it. The recap is the Artistic Visions Challenge is an offering designed to engage Fairfield's art community, both artists and art enthusiasts. An aggressive marketing campaign produced a high impression rate from a qualified audience that produced stellar participation. Having the artwork on the main floor of the library with its heavy pedestrian traffic created an even higher impression rate and extremely positive word of mouth feedback. The standing room only award ceremony at the library was brilliant, with both Bill Gerber and Jennifer Leeper attending. So at this moment, and I know I did thank yous then, I want to do a special thank you to Mark and Mary Alice, who figuratively and literally did the heavy lifting. Sam C. for his generous contribution, Katie for showing up that night, and Charlie for an outstanding MC that night. Oh my gosh, you added such a level of fun to the families. And
You're out of time.
no, I'm timing myself. I timed this out. I have another minute and a half.
Oh, boy.
Not only that, so Charlie called up we have pictures of Charlie and I, chairman and myself, with the winners and with each and every one of them and the winners. And then Charlie calling the families up to take a family picture with the student and the families. And Charlie insisted on being in the picture with them. So that way at Christmas, when they show the picture around to the family, they're gonna say, who's this guy? And they're gonna say, oh, that's Uncle Charlie. So that was great. Let's see, also thanking Michelle and Lynn and Lori for the Santa Ana wins in the AVC sales, to all the AVC participants, the Artist Advisory Team, to all the locations, the advocates that helped make this first round a success. I want to thank everyone there. So what's next for the Artistic Visions Challenge? We have a very strong follow-up concept and development with dates and a proposal to be presented, but Lori, Lynn and Michelle and myself have been talking about the next steps. Not just the next annual, but the next thing that we're going to do with this, and I think it's going to be terrific. It really sounds great. So yeah.
Can you tell us?
Right, good
Not
question.
yet.
Yeah, we're talking in 2026, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh.
Secret.
All right, well, thank you for your report, Sam.
Bravo to you, Sam.
Great job.
2026 will be the kids' version.
Okay.
But we're looking at doing a big deal between now and then.
Matt has just arrived, and so we're gonna, we had to defer the vote on approving the minutes because we didn't have quorum. Now we have
Go back to it?
be there.
Sure. Do you have copies?
Yeah, I do. I have everything right here. I'm just letting you know, so we'll get to that in a minute. We'll move on to another thing, and then we'll have the vote.
Do you have an agenda, Charlie, or just the minutes over there? Thank
The
you.
vote there.
Thank you.
Okay, so committee updates. Marketing and communications. I know that's typically Kevin. He's not here.
Okay.
Connor?
Yeah, I mean, it's really Mary Alice that has been doing some work, has usually provided marketing and updates, because Mary Alice has taken over the socials and things like that. But I'll say from somebody who views it all, there's a strong presence there, so that's good.
Yeah, especially with the Artistic Visions Challenge, there were
Yeah,
a lot of
content.
posts. Yeah. And it allowed people who weren't in town to see what was going on.
All right, thank you. Cultural District Advisory Board. The only news on that is we have a date set for June 11th.
11 a.m., isn't it?
11
At
a.m.
11 a.m. It's going to be at the gazebo on the Town Hall Green.
Oh, it is, okay.
Well, that's the original plan. We have to have a rain fallback plan. I offered FTC, Matt offered Sacred Heart. Does anybody, you want to discuss, anybody have a preference on where we go? The reason I offered Fairfield University, because I figured there's more parking down there. It's a straight shot down from the community, from the gazebo. You go straight down Stanford Street and you're at the theater.
I mean, you offered FTC.
I offered FTC, as a rain date. No rain, it's not going to rain, but
Yeah, no, I always like the warehouse as a fallback,
Yeah.
because you don't know how many people are gonna come. If it's too many, then where do you go next step? But if it's, so I think the warehouse could help. You're talking of the warehouse, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, obviously, because you're gonna have, maybe a band, you're gonna have a marching band, you might have, you have dignitaries are gonna be there.
I love the marching band.
Hopefully,
Oh, two marching bands. We have two universities
high schools.
and high schools. Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
High schools, we need to do the high school guy.
That's it.
So, I mean, we can have discussion around that if anybody wants. I know, Matt, you had offered Sacred Heart too. Is any discussion around this?
We're a little biased.
Yeah, we should plan the event and hope for no rain and then see what the event is and
Yeah,
go from there.
yeah, I mean, if you don't want any commissioners on there, we could go to a neutral site, we could have it at the public library. So, food for thought, we can talk about that next month. Okay, Public Art Working Group.
Yeah, that's me. And has Matt come on? No, he hasn't. So Lori Bloom, Mark Barnhart, and Matt Conway and I have had a couple of meetings around the idea of public art, more public art in town. Those of us on the commission have heard about the wraps that we are talking about doing, but we have specifically pivoted to some murals. And we're talking about partnering with a company called Rise Up, which this man, Matt Conway, represents. And that what they make, I'm really sorry he's not here because he has a terrific slideshow. They make not only murals, but they use I don't know what the right term is, but people who are challenged, physically challenged or mentally challenged, to make the murals, or they use, underserved populations, and they bring together those organizations that represent those communities with the organizations where the murals take place. They also have these really cool, what's wrong, Connor? You
I'm
think?
just making sure that nobody's trying to participate.
Yeah,
I think it's
I'm not
actually
gonna
done.
bother, I was gonna bother Lori about it, but.
Yeah.
It's-
I sent him, let me just check, I
Yeah.
did send him the link.
Lower this a bit.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Let me just make sure he didn't hit me back and say, I'm trying to get on and I can't.
Yeah, and I don't, again,
Don't have it.
Laura's not in a place to.
But he has a really cool, not only are these murals incredibly beautiful, they're all over the state. There are some in Bridgeport, there are some in Hartford, as in many other towns, but he has another project that's called Able Tables. And they are handicap accessible tables. So they're picnic tables that have openings in the benches so that a wheelchair could get in. And then they have, again, the same two organizations, or a couple of organizations, or just one come together and they paint the tables. And they're beautiful and they look like murals, and they have sponsors, and this Rise Up organization, does all the legwork pretty much. And so we wanted to talk to you guys about that as an idea, and Mark Barnhart has already reached out to Anthony Calabrese about this at Parks and Rec, who's very interested in getting it done over by Project Hope, I guess, which is or Pilot House, which is over on Grassmere Avenue. We also talked about doing it right on Sherman Green Gazebo. I think right in the middle of the green there would be a really beautiful place for many people to see. So that's what the committee has spoken about. Lori Bloom is a big help. She's the one who brought in Matt Conway. And, when Mark gets back, I know we're going to try and, work more on this. But, we've had a little bit of work on it. And I think it's really exciting. I'd love to partner with these guys at Rise Up. Unfortunately, the Able table has a price tag of $5,000.
Each table?
Each table. Don't ask me why.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's negotiable, but we're going to find, we're just at the beginning stages. So the idea might be to partner with local organizations, like Wolfgang maybe, could be an organization, or Wakeman Boys and Girls Club, or other organizations, or a big company like Bigelow, which is located here. And then they get a plaque on the table, this project brought to you by Wolfgang and Bigelow Tea, something like that. So that's the vision. Hope it comes to fruition in the next couple months.
I went on for Rise Up and you covered it. So I was gonna add anything that wasn't there, but
You
you.
have the approval of Sam, so we can move on to the agenda.
Ready to go.
I know, right?
No, it's really cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
you
really
can,
nice.
yeah, you can look at their website. It's a great website, so.
Thank you, Lou. I appreciate it. And I know after last meeting, we were down a few people, and Mark didn't get a chance to say it, but he was going to suggest the commissioners
Yes.
take a look around town And if you could come back with 3 or 4 locations you'd think would be good for a mural. I told him one of the places I thought was Home Depot on Kings Highway cutoff because it's
The wall on Kings Highway cutoff?
yeah, it's a wide open wall. It's really good. There's a couple down this area.
Who does the mural for you guys?
That's the hotel. So we
Yeah, they've done it a few times. Leslie Cooper.
Leslie
did it.
Kober did it.
Yeah.
She was before. It's been up for a long time, the current mural. I know you don't have any.
Yeah,
Well, now that you're sitting here, guess
seen
what?
it.
You
It's
take
like-
a step- you just taken a step
But
into
that's,
it.
yeah,
Well, and maybe now with the parking authority
disbanded.
disbanded,
All right.
we might have options at the train station.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it'd be fabulous.
Yeah, the Metro, yeah, people have mentioned that one.
Are they tearing down the that building? I think it's for renovation,
It's
hotel,
still in process with
Wait,
the
It's
Fairfield
in
Main?
process.
No, the Circle Hotel.
Circle Hotel. They're getting ready to take it down.
That's gonna become like retail and
Did you know that, Joe?
and apartments.
Oh, you can't talk. Can he talk?
We'll get to him in a minute.
Okay, sorry.
Is there
And I can't either.
a timeline on that tear down?
It hasn't, the first phase did not pass P and Z, from my
Okay.
understanding. So
Great.
they had to go redo and scale down because it was too big.
All right, I want to go back to that.
All right, so future arts mixer. I know that Christina talked about holding one in the spring at her place, but she's not here today. Any other suggestions on future arts mixer
Well, we
events?
talked about having it the day of the, when the lieutenant governor comes. We talked about
June.
having it June 11th,
Okay,
which I think we should still shoot for, and we should ask her if that works for her.
okay. Does anybody have any other suggestions about where we could host the mixer? Because he said it doesn't have to be necessarily commissioners' places or the museum. Or there could be other spots in town where we could conceivably. So just give it some thought. Maybe we'll talk about it again next month.
Oh, wait, I'm just not that, I'm heavily confused. We're gonna have a mixer the night of?
Yeah.
this? Are we gonna try and time it where people don't go home and I'm going back out again, or is it gonna be sort of segue in one another? I love the idea, that's why I wanna make it work
I think it has to
as
be in the
correctly as
evening.
possible.
I think it has to be in the evening, because that's when we've done it, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can do an open invite for mixers. They're really easy for us to manage. So if you need a spot, we can do it at the Shoe Community Theater.
no, but what they're saying is that when we have the cultural district ribbon
Yeah.
cutting,
Yeah,
11 o'clock,
yeah, and then the
12,
nighttime event.
then that evening.
Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah.
well,
I think it's a good
Yeah.
idea.
I think it's a great idea, just I don't know how many people are gonna go and come back versus,
I don't know how many crossover you're really gonna get anyway.
that's why we should really see how we can manage to get everything at once, you know what I mean? Get as many people in.
But we're not, oh,
You want the art community to be at the cultural district ribbon cutting.
yes, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So then have them go somewhere for lunch or something?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying is make it a worldwide event, you know, where it's this a big event where it's all the art community, we're cutting ribbons and then we're mixing and networking.
It's just tough because it's a Tuesday and it's the middle of the day.
I
so
know
people have their
that part.
jobs
I
and
know.
everything too, and it's the
Well,
end of the
it's
school
June.
year.
It's-
It's the end of the school year, so parents and
Yeah.
kids are having their end of year, stuff, so
I know,
that's the
yeah.
only thing.
I know.
I don't know, I'm open to it. I was thinking people would come back and that we'd be all jazzed up because we had this great thing in the morning and the lieutenant governor was there and let's celebrate in the evening, but I see your point.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well,
Well, yeah.
hash it out, another thing we can take down the road. Update on the work plan and budget request. Last I knew, we presented the budget to the,
Were you there?
yeah, I was there for the RTM meeting. So it's been submitted. I don't think I haven't heard any word about the approval yet.
So
So,
the,
yeah, what happened with the 30 to the 15?
15,000.
it got cut. Got cut.
That got cut,
RTM or?
that got cut by the board,
Finance.
no, was it by finance?
I thought it was finance.
I thought it was when Bill actually presented it to the selectmen's meeting. He cut it to 15. And it's going through, so it looks like it's going to happen. It's just a question of when.
But at last meeting, Mark showed us the presentation. You were there for that and Mark did it or just handed it over?
No, I did the presentation and Mark was there too. The two of us talked about it.
Okay. And no feedback?
No, they loved it. Different people on the RTM asked questions. They were all happy with the answers.
And
thought
the
it was
answer,
very
the
good.
questions were, do you remember what they were?
There was a bunch of questions, Lou. Just they cover the gamut. They wanted to know, I don't know, what we use the money for. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it went well. It was pretty much sailed through, and, when you're in front of the RTM, that's usually what happens. Because once it gets to that stage, you've already gone through finance and you've already gone through the selectmen's meeting. And so it's just a question of voting on the overall budget. And that's just gonna be one of the lines in the budget. I don't think they're gonna cut it,
Okay,
but you don't know.
so they were happy with the work that we're doing?
Yeah, well, I
Don't you know, is
don't want
anybody
to
else
take this
there?
meeting hostage, but everywhere I go, I always talk about our need for funding.
Yeah.
So they expect that from me. So
I see.
I talk to them about, look what we did with $1,000, and don't be hoodwinked into thinking that this was doable. And it actually was 2,000 because we got that other 1,000. I said, so, we're working on a shoestring budget, and we were able to accomplish the Artistic Villages Challenge, and we've gotten our logo, and we've gotten a presence on websites, and, I said, we've done a yeoman's task. of
And
getting
the
this up
district
now.
approval, the
Right.
cultural district.
And the
approval.
cultural district approval. So all that was huge. They understand the work we did. I said, but it doesn't come cheap, and, So they were all, there was no negativity about it whatsoever.
Okay,
So I thought it went through well.
And yes, Charlie says that at every place he's at, because you did that at each one of our events, which was great.
Yeah, I told them, hey, look, your kids are up here getting awards.
I know.
If you feel like kicking in $10,000, $20,000, we'll take it.
Yeah.
It's usually on deaf ears, but you gotta keep pitching it. Okay, anything other business?
I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
One, I know we gave out money to the award
Yes.
winners. Where did that money come
Sam
from?
C donated that.
Did you ask the whole committee, Sam, or you just went to the other Sam and asked him for it to donate?
We had put the request out, and Sam C stepped up,
I missed that.
I did too.
okay?
I missed that. Okay.
Well, it was talked about, I don't think it was a personal ask. It was talked about in a meeting of where is this award money going to come from?
Yeah.
And assuming then Sam C privately said, I'll just give it to you.
Okay.
Because we did talk about it as
Yeah.
like, where is it going to come from, whether it's private, company or something like that.
Okay, well, that was very generous of him. And
Amazing of him, yes.
how do we, and the next comment comes under gratitude and thanks. So we need to thank Sam Cargill, unless he wants to remain anonymous. And I think we owe Mary Alice and Mark a lot of thanks because they basically shepherded the entire culture, and you too, Charlie, cultural
Yeah.
district thing. I mean, I had comments, but I didn't do a whole lot, as well as I know they gave you a lot of support for the artistic vision. So it's perfect Mark's gone. What can we do to say thank you?
I'm open to suggestions.
Or do we not? I know Beverly can't say anything, but I don't know. I feel like they've done, a lot of work on our behalf.
Yeah.
At the very least,
Publicly.
yeah, and perhaps like a thank you note, like something that's just
Okay.
even simple, that's signed on.
We could probably get them a couple of tickets.
I was gonna say,
to each of the vendors.
Yeah,
To hair.
to hear.
Okay.
But
A couple to FTC, a couple to Shoe, a couple to Quick
Okay,
Center.
and somebody just gave a message to me that maybe we could have the lieutenant governor, we could prompt the lieutenant
that'd be
governor
nice.
to really thank them.
Oh, I'm sure that's gonna happen.
Right, somehow we make sure that
Yeah, but just an
happens.
extra shout out, yeah.
Extra shout out, I don't know how
It'll
that
happen.
happens.
It'll happen.
But I'll bring a card, or I'll make sure somehow maybe next meeting we could have a card and we could sign it very quietly, and maybe we'll have better turnout and we could present it to them. Okay,
I know that Mary Alice already bought tickets to the Yacht Lobsters.
yeah.
She bought like 4 tickets. So I don't know. We can give them vouchers to different shows and let them cash
I
them in.
think the note and,
Nope.
maybe at the next meeting, we just say thank you and present them with that. I think that's probably, and if
Okay.
the lieutenant governor gives them a shout out, I think that's really nice. They're doing the bulk of the work, aren't they?
Absolutely. Mark's amazing.
And I know they're on the town payroll, but I still think.
Mark is amazing.
A list of all the other tasks they're doing as well.
Right, we owe them some.
Yeah, I forgot there'd
thanks.
be ethical considerations with them accepting tickets and such, because they are.
That's right.
That's true. So we'll just get them a card and we'll give them a shout out. Okay.
Okay, and Mary Alice too. Anything else under other business? All right, I'm gonna go back to the minutes. Everybody's seen the minutes? Everybody's got a chance to look through them? I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes. Sam, second?
I'm abstaining, wasn't here.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Yes, good job, Lou, as always.
And you weren't even here.
That's the beauty of the video.
And now the moment we all waited for, public comment. Now, Lou's gonna,
Let's hear from Joe first. I'm curious, what's happening to the circle? I know what's happening to you.
We're just there. We're cranking along. We're there every Saturday. A couple things that I'd like to suggest and offer to the group. One, if you're ever in the situation where either your organization is looking to provide a thank you, or any other organizations are doing any fundraisers or anything like that, we're always happy to donate tickets. So please don't hesitate. That's kind of an unlimited resource that we can provide. I'd certainly like to invite all of you to come at any point as my guest. Just, be sure to give you my contact information before I leave. Email me anytime. Happy to put you on the guest list. We're there every Saturday. We also are able to do shows at other venues as well. So if anyone is ever looking for a comedy show somewhere, we do that. We produce shows at country clubs, at bars, VFWs, all sorts of places. So if that's ever anything that's useful, please let me know. Always looking for opportunities to work locally with the community here, to collaborate with other artists. I know the social media thing came up. Also, happy if you're looking for content to, do collab. When we post comedy videos of the comics that we have coming. If you're looking to promote events in town and are open to collaborations or being tagged in Instagram stories on occasion, please let me know. I'm happy to do that as well. We're happy to have you anytime.
Do you have a roster of comedians, or do you bring people in and out, or have you?
So we are mainly booking our headliners, I would say primarily from the New York City area, although we do have a lot of local comics who will open and feature with us. We have a roster of comics in that we have a wide array of comics who will come and work with us on occasion, but they're not, they work in a lot of places, so they're not, our roster, like a professional sports team would have a roster. But if you go to our website, there is a page that kind of lists all the comics that we've had perform there. So you can kind of take a look at who we've had in the past.
you typically do 2 shows a night or just the one show, or?
Right now, we're doing 1 show a night, Saturdays at 8 o'clock. Would love to see that build up and get to a point where we're doing 2. We used to do 2 at 7 and 9 on Saturdays.
Yeah, that's right, remember that.
A few years ago, but right now it's just the 1 show at 8 o'clock. But if we have a comic that's a bigger draw, sometimes we will expand and do 2 in a night.
Have you ever looked at the Fairfield Arts Commission, either Instagram or Facebook, the communications team, marketing team highlights the different artists?
Yeah, I see we're following you, so.
Yeah, and I'm following you as well. And like I said, happy, if there's someone I should be in touch with to kind of discuss any collaborations, happy to do that. I'm, always, I think those things always help kind of draw eyes from one group to the other and can hopefully, build up the followings of both. So if that's something that the commission is open to, happy to do that.
Thank you so much, and thank you for being here and sharing your
Thank you for
expertise.
the invitation, and thank you for all the work you do. You know what, I'm an idiot and I didn't bring a card, but I will give you my email.
Is that a joke?
Tell us, I was gonna say, tell us a joke. That's your,
right.
that's your call. Go ahead. Be funny. Go ahead. Be funny. Go ahead.
You have just lost your invitation to the club. And
That's really funny. I like that one. Best joke ever.
I have been to the club and it was awesome. So
Oh.
I'm a big fan. So.
Lee, do you have anything that you wanted to bring to the commission tonight, or?
I have some ideas, but I think I'd like to talk one-on-one to get a feel of how it might be receptive to it. It would involve a movie, artists, art exhibit, New York artists, graffiti artists, and but I'd like to get a feel, perhaps with you and certainly with you, to see what your thoughts are before I go into detail too much.
Yeah. Well, it sounded like you had a lot lumped together there.
Well, it's a friend of mine collaborated with other people on a movie called The Sticker Movie.
Okay.
It's all about the graffiti artists, and that's a big subculture. And with this movie, people are really being introduced to what these artists are about, their cause and their whys and wherefores. And I've been to a couple of premieres, and they're really exciting. The artists come in, you show the movie. There's a talk back with the artists, maybe some of them who are in the movie that bring in.
You know what the running time on that movie was about?
Sorry?
The running time of that movie? You know how long the movie is? Is it an hour and a half, 2
It
hours?
might be an hour.
It's an hour, and then you have their meet and greet with the.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
have to check. And it's, I want to be a graffiti artist now after it, you
Hey,
know?
we're gonna have,
Powerful, huh?
we're gonna have a couple of walls for they need some graffiti.
And they might be willing to do something. Also, along with that, probably getting ahead of myself, but they have stickers and they have their names. What do you call them? Their what names?
Tags.
Yeah, slap tags. So they trade them. They send them all over the world. So someone in India might know Shipasi or JPO or just recognizing their work. So they get a following, and they do have their original art that they can sell. The tags they trade, they give them for free. And it's a wonderful subculture. And in fact, the Westport Library just had something with 5 fingers, a graffiti artist. And so it's coming into the,
It's pretty much mainstream ever since Banksy and.
starting to
Keith
be.
Haring, Harding.
Yeah, I was gonna Herring too, Herring and
Yeah,
Banksy.
yeah. So it's a thought, but I'd like to share some ideas and hear from you if you think it's feasible.
And you know the filmmaker?
Yes.
Is that person based in New York?
No, the co-producer's in California. The director is in Austin, and there's a couple in New York. They put their money, their heart, 5 years into this film. And it's really an exciting event.
Yeah, it sounds great.
So I don't know.
Matt will do a showing, no, on
Well,
stage.
Yeah,
There's, you
yeah,
know,
we're gonna
there's,
talking about it for sure.
yeah, I'd love to meet with you.
Sure, I'll give you a card.
Okay. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to bring this to Connecticut for years.
Well,
So
thank
maybe
you.
this could be the.
How old is the movie?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's probably, it had its preview about 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
In California, Portland, and Europe, Las Vegas, I don't know, it's in Philadelphia. And they have a magazine with it, a zine. But, you know, it could be a fabulous weekend or day, whatever works.
And that's something like that you do as a mixer, and you make that those just for the mixer for.
I was gonna say, if we get $15,000, this could be something that
Right.
this would be one of our events that we as
We
the
could raise money for the
Arts
commission.
Right.
could, or it could be free, it depends on how much they charge us, and we show the movie, we have a talk back, we have a mixer for the community. I think that'd be really nice.
Right, and of course you pay for the tickets to the movie. And what's nice too is there are so many restaurants right here, bars, restaurants, so people can go and maybe the restaurants want to give a little chit 10% off or blah, blah, to support the community. It's just something I'd love to talk to you about. See if it can happen, if there's an interest.
Thank you so much. Beverly, you want to update us on your event?
Yes, well, it's around the corner. It was way too quick because we had a big event just a month ago, but I'm not quite sure who's coming in, who isn't coming in, and the doors will be open. And for this year, I'll just see what art comes in or what birdhouses and things like that. I did talk to a young woman down in Bridgeport. She had seen the flyer because it's been getting out there, and I know she'll be doing something and coming in. If I had 6, it would be great, but this is year 1, and so next year I'll have more advanced time to really promote this and do that. The next thing is I'd like to well, reminder, let you know that the Chamber of Commerce has our harvest market the Saturday after Columbus Day. And I'm just offering if there's something you would like to do at the event, if you would like to do a table, if you'd like to do something in front of DAR. We get about 3,000 people come through at this event. So you're front and center with the public pretty much.
What's it, it's the October,
Yeah, so it's that Saturday after Columbus Day in October.
so it's the 25th?
That's,
No, sorry, 18th.
okay, yeah, so that, whatever that day is, and April, May, June, July, August, September, right? So it's the 18th, yeah.
Forgive me, but I don't know what event you're talking about
So-
for the 18th.
All right, so each year, the Chamber of Commerce holds a harvest market right here on this green.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a little Norman Rockwell in the respect of we have a Halloween costume dog parade, and we walk up to the YMCA, and then we bring in these farmers grow these giant pumpkins, and we have kids guess on the weight, and we give out prizes. But it's an entire vendor event. And we get about 80 vendors in.
Great.
And we also connect with Fairfield Rotary. And they go down behind the museum and they have a beer garden down that way. So it kind of wraps around the building and down, and then they bring in a band and things like that. So
It's always a good time.
it's a great time and it's a lot of fun. But if there's opportunity and as you think about things, if you'd like to do something and feature the commission.
Vendor space?
Well, it can be vendor space or you could be right in front of DAR.
Do you charge vendors for the space?
Yes, but I'm saying I'll give it to the commission.
Okay.
We can have our own booth.
No, I
Compliment.
got the booth for
Oh,
us.
They
okay.
don't charge for admission, you can walk right in.
But if we start bringing artists in, if that's something we think about doing, they'd have to pay for the space.
Right.
So, because again, us being there to say, oh, we're here is lovely, but then we should have something that shows
Exactly.
that we're an art commission.
Right. And a million years ago, I think before I joined the chamber did have kind of like an art type of event out here during October. And I think it was combined with antiques and things like that. I'm not really sure, but that was before my time. But I'd love to have that integrated, but yes, they would. And the tables are at 175, I think, for the full day. For the full day.
And then for the space, how big a space is it?
They're 10 by 10.
10 by 10, okay.
Right, and then you can bring in a tent and all of that. But since this commission is part of the town, I expand out with the town and give a free table. So the commission, and if you have brochures and flyers and postcards or whatever, to hand out to the community and all the residents who come in. And most importantly, if you have a dog, you'll have to get a costume.
Oh, the costumes, that's a great time.
It is so fun. I mean, it's amazing how the owners dress like the dogs and vice versa. It is fabulous. The kids just all love it. So it's really a community event.
Maybe we can have artists decorate the dogs.
Oh,
With
There you
a whole
go.
contest inside the contest.
I like it.
Boy.
I can't.
That came out of the 1960s. That was the 1960s, they just popped in there.
No.
It's psychedelic.
It was the kickback from
Yeah.
the old days.
Well, thank you, Beverly. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, David. You guys,
Pleasure.
Joe, excuse me.
Oh, can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
We are also doing two shows this summer in collaboration with Fairfield Parks and Rec at Penfield Pavilion. We've had a summer series there in the past prior to the renovation. We are kicking that off again with shows in July and August. They'll be on Thursday nights. If that's an opportunity to collaborate with the commission in terms of co-promotion, in terms of presence at the event, please let me know. But those usually are bigger events, with a couple hundred people attending. So thought I'd mention that as well.
Thank you, Joe. Well, it was a lively meeting today, guys. All right, I'll entertain a motion to close. Connor? We're done.
Done.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, you,
Trying
no,
to
let's,
touch each other about